Hello everybody, this is Hylian7 here, and I am streaming the new Patcherino! Alright, let's make sure we are live here, and I believe there should be patch notes any second now. Here it is, 6.84 gameplay update. This is it, boys. Let's go ahead and pop up a thing for the patch notes here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and move this over here. Let me make sure that's not what I want. No, go back, actually. Alright, we'll do it that way. That's fine. There we go. Now I can see the chat. So, here we are. Gameplay update 6.84. Now, I am damn excited about this. So, let me go ahead and message some people and tell them that I'm streaming the new patch stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and start from the beginning, because the beginning is typically a good place to start. General, AoE bonus gold component. I have not read this yet, by the way. Based on team network difference reduced by 25%. So, what that means is that's basically a change in numbers, but it basically is a big change to the rubber banding mechanics. So is the bonus added a bonus XP component, and based on the team XP difference reduced by 40%. Alright, melee lane creep bounty reduced from 43 to 40, minus 7%. Range creep bounty reduced from 48 to 45, so this nerfs farming a little bit. This is real. No, this is real, guys. I will give you guys the link right now. There you go. If you guys want to read this yourself, you guys can watch it, but I am here for realsies. This is really the patch. I'm going to go ahead and start a game pretty soon here, but I want to know what hero to pick before I actually do that. Let's see. Hero kills, the non-net worth portions are worth 10% more, so that's interesting. So early game kills matter a little more, basically, I think, if I understand that correctly. Reduce the direct hero last hit bounty by 100 and redistribute that gold into AoE gold. So basically that means if your team gets the kills rather than you getting the kills, then that's gonna be better at the end of the day. Basically it means that it's not necessarily one person's gonna snowball, so to speak. I think, if I understand this correctly. If you're the only person contributing a kill, you still get the same gold overall. So it's basically you can get the solo kill or not. AoE bonus gold is now distributed based on relative net worth amongst heroes and killing the hero. Amount of AoE bonus gold. So there's a lot of changes to rubber banding here for sure. I'll go ahead and slow down a little bit so I can make sure people get in here and see this. Melee barracks team bounty increased by 100. Okay, that's not really too big of a deal, but it is nice. Makes taking racks a little bit more meaningful, even though the rack point of the racks is the objective itself. Tier 2 and 3 tower armor is reduced from 25 to 22, so this makes a little more early game T2s more viable, because the armor is reduced on it, makes you damage them more, basically. I didn't read this one. Instead of buyback temporarily preventing unreliable gold gain, it now reduces all gold gain, including hero and AoE gold. Okay, so it means you could still get some farm whenever you buy back. You're not prevented from getting farm entirely. Extra melee creep addition spawn time changed from... Okay, so interesting. They changed the era... They changed that whenever the melee creeps change. So at 15 minutes instead of 17:30 like it was before. And the extra range and siege creep is from 45:30 to 45 minutes. Okay. Creeps now meet slightly closer to dire safe lane. So what this means... Actually, let's go ahead and see this one. I'm actually going to go ahead and go into a game for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Anti-Mage. Just no real reason, I'm just kind of picking a hero.
All magic flies before me.
So let's go ahead and see what happens when this starts. I'm gonna start the game. Oh.
Better get ready.
No?
I go.
Spawn creeps. That do it? Oh, I didn't enable cheats. That's the problem there. Whoops. Let me go back out. Create lobby. Enable cheats. There we go. You must have... Oh, I should probably go on a team. There we go. Let's go ahead and read through the extra stuff before I show you guys that. Um, Ancient Black Dragon Bounty. Ancient Black Dragon Bounty is now reduced from 199 to 170, so that's interesting. So basically, like, you weren't RNGs if you got the Black Dragons anymore, really. And the Blake Drake's reduced too. The Rumblehide bounty is also reduced, so Ancients are nerfed a little bit. Satyr Tormentor bounty, that's the big purple Satyrs. Big pink Satyrs. Those guys are reduced in bounty. The Hell Bear, the Tomato Bears, and the Potato Bears. Ogre Frost Mage bounty also reduced, so a lot of jungle nerfing. Reworked Mud Golems now. I'm curious what this one is. I saw people talking about this already. Mud Golems no longer have spell immunity. That's already big. Mud Golems now have 50% magic resistance. Mud Golems armor reduced from 2 to 0. Mud Golems now split to 2 smaller Mud Golems. Okay, so this came from Wraith Knight, basically. Called Shard Golems. When they die, they have 30% of the original unit's health and damage and only live for 60 seconds. Mud Golems' movement speed increased from 270 to 310. Mud Golems, and also Shard Golems, have a new active ability, Hurl Boulder. 0.6 second stun. And 125 damage, 30-second cooldown, 800 range. They do not automatically cast this. Gold XP bounties rescaled, so the total value of the camp remains the same. Okay, so that means Mud Golems are a lot interesting, so definitely Chen's going to be something to check out. Let's go ahead and start the game. And I just want to see like where these creeps meet. They meet closer to the safe lane, so... So I just want, like, I don't want to make sure to not block the wave at all, so I'm going to stay back here. And these creeps should meet somewhere, I guess, now normally it's like somewhere around here before, but now I think it's going to be a little closer. Yeah, it is. So normally it was like around here was a normal clash point, but now it's here. And you can see the same effect happening over here. Now let's see what else there is here. Hero kills achieved under units by your control now provide XP credit to your hero. Things like Spirit Bear, Golems, Familiars, etc. getting kills. So that means like units and stuff like that getting kills. That means a lot of things actually. Melee attacks now miss if the target is further than 350 range more from their attack range. Oh, thank God. So probably this one, I think probably the biggest way to say what this one is. Make sure I have that one on the screen. Yeah, I do. Biggest way to tell you what this one is basically like, have you ever had those times, actually, a good example of this is that YouTube video I uploaded where I was Storm Spirit and a PA jumped on me and like crit me and killed me, but I was like 10 feet away from her. So what would have happened if this patch was in there was she wouldn't have gotten the kill and I would have gotten away there. But because of that bug there, she did get that. So basically it's a bug fix pretty much. Reduced all pick drafting time from 40 to 35 seconds per turn. The following abilities no longer nor units classify as ancients. Neutral ancients, warlocks, golem, etc. Okay, so that means that I can pudge hook a warlock golem now. So let's like creating a pudge here. Let's go ahead and get 3 hook and rock. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the rock. Just gonna move him out of the way, and oh, okay. I guess that's not in yet. Or I'm an idiot. Hold on. Oh, the following. Okay, so meat hook is not listed in those. Okay, I thought it would be for sure. Shadow Poison Dispersion. Okay, these are all pretty nice though. Earthbind, Poof, Riptide, Nyx Impale, Fire Spirit. Oh, Poof. That's kind of a big one. So, if I understand this right, I should be able to just go... No? No, it should be on the Golem, excuse me. Actually, I'll just go ahead and go... Oh, okay. Where'd Warlock go? I moved him somewhere and I lost him. There we go. Where is Warlock? What happened to him? I don't know where I put that Warlock that I just had. Oh, he's back in base. Okay. Okay, so drop the rock. Yeah, so see that? I was actually able to poof that golem down. That's pretty cool. A lot of stuff like that is going to work on that now. No, the spell does not mean that all these spells fully affect neutral angels. Depends on the unit with the ancient tag being spell immune or not. Particularly means that these spells have no specific role in the ancient flag itself. Damage block no longer affects physical spells. Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't there a debate on this on GAF recently? Damage block no longer affects physical spells, as it previously affected some physical spells and some not. Following abilities no longer have the damage or type block. Counter Helix, Eye of the Storm, Anchor Smash, Slithering Crush, Unstable Concoction, Shadow Wave, Spirit Bearing, Tangle DPS, Return Echo Stomp, Landmine, Suicide. The following are abilities that were previously getting reduced twice as part of the attack and just once. Shadow Walk, Vendetta, and Meld, so that's kind of nice. Okay. As an example reference, here are some of the abilities that were already ignored by block before. Wild Axes, Exorcism, Acid Spray, Poison Touch, Diabolic Edict, Quill Spray. Okay, so that's a nice change. It's kind of just putting things to make sense. Cast behavior while turning has been adjusted. Previously, if you cast a spell and were already in range but not facing the target, you would start turning, but not consider that turn as anything beyond normal movement from an order priority perspective. This means that issuing any order while turning during that very short threshold window would not be in the order queue the same way as once your casting time has started. It now treats the order the same as if you are in cast once you are in cast range. The effective difference this has is that you can queue your actions in the same way after you click one ability without depending on the angle of the cast being 16 degrees or 20 degrees. Previously, if you issued the order at the wrong degree, it completely interrupt the ability rather than queuing it to do it after your existing order finished as the usual spell casting behavior. I don't completely understand this. A subtle difference applies most commonly to Blink Dagger, as you would accidentally cancel your Blink order if you click the other ability before you reach the critical angle, so since otherwise Blink has 0 cast time. I'm not completely sure what that means. If we can clarify, I'll go back and show that to you guys, but I'm not quite sure exactly what that entails. I'm a little confused on that. Reworked the item silencing and passive disabling behaviors. Item silencing is called mute, passive disabling is called break. Okay, so there's a new condition now. That's kind of cool. Mute disables the ability to cast items. 6.83c Doom, Scepter, Static Storm, and Hex all apply at this state. Break disables the bonuses of passive abilities only. 6.83c Scepter, Doom, and Hex applied in this state. I don't need to read all that, but that makes a lot of sense to me. That does make a lot of sense. But this is okay. So a lot of these are disabled at break. That's interesting. This definitely gives us like a little more consistency, though. Hex no longer applies break, affects Scythe of Vice, Voodoo, etc. Okay. Silence no longer disables invisibility. Okay, so what that means is now you can't silence Ricky, and he won't be invisible. That was an accident. Moved Ring of Health, Voidstone, and Orb of Venom from the secret shop to base. Okay. What? Oh god, what is... Oh, I'm gonna have to get to that. What the fuck is this? Anyway, Ring of Health, Voidstone, so I can buy full Perseverance from base. Interesting. And Orb of Venom too, if I wanted to. That's pretty neat. Move Plate Mail, Talisman of Evasion, and Ultimate Orb from base to secret shop. So we have Plate Mail, Talisman of Evasion. That's interesting, yeah. An Ultimate Orb in the secret shop now. Added Voidstone and Mantle of Intelligence to Intelligence Stop. So this means that you can also buy full Perseverance from the side shop now, because you have Voidstone here as well. I was wondering why Voidstone wasn't there. That seemed a little weird to me. I guess this is like coming back to the era of Perseverance Rush or something. I don't know. Mantle of Intelligence is here too, but no Gauntlet of Strength. I can kind of see why. Runes now have a higher hitbox priority over units. Okay, this is one I'm particularly excited about. So, let's say I move my little meep here, and let's say Warlock wants to grab this rune. See, Meepo's there, and Meepo, I'm going to make sure to move Meepo like right on top of it. That's another instant invis rune, okay. So yeah, Meepo's right on top of this rune. You probably had this situation happen before, where you're trying to click the rune, and now you can click the rune instead of the hero. So now Warlock's invisible, there he goes. That's also kind of bugged, but whatever. That's pretty nice. Armor now shows decimal places in the hover tooltip. Okay. Okay, so this Meepo here has 10.6 armor. You can see right there. I see 10 down there, and you see 10.6 up there. Let's see. Fixed buyback respawn timer penalty being reset if you die holding Aegis. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. The following heroes no longer restricted from buying Basher Abyssal. Spirit Breaker, Faceless Void, Slaughter, and Troll. Uh-oh. Troll. Now wait a minute. What does this mean? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Alright, and now we're on the meat and bones here. Abaddon. Borrowed time can be cast while disabled. Same rules as Morphling's Morph, so that's pretty cool. So, let's see an example of that one. So, let's say that Abaddon here gets a rock dropped on him. And I look at that, I casted it while stunned. Alright, that's pretty cool. Alchemist. Unstable concoction countdown can now be seen by enemies. So, let's try that one out. Oh, I should have done enemy.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Actually, I don't even need to level him for that.
Oh boy! Tiptoe
So there we go, you can see that 5, 4, 3, 2...
is under attack.
Oh, wait a minute, now that was new. Let's look and see what else is that. Unstable concoction now has an area targeting cursor. So I can't cast it like that, but it's like Lich style, basically. Is what that is. Grievel's Greed now grants 4 times the gold bounty from bounty runes. That was a lot of money there.
Under attack.
Alchemist can now cast Aghanim's Scepter directly to grant any allied hero all of Aghanim's Scepter's bonuses as a buff. Wait, what? The scepter is consumed in the process? What? 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 What the fuck am I reading? Holy shit! Let's see, what else? So, let's just try that one out. That is nuts. So I can, let's see, what happens if I do this on Meepo here? Look at that, I just should have given myself another Meepo. Where's my Meepos at? Yeah, I have 5 Meepos. I just gave myself another Meepo by doing that. Because I consumed the scepter. So basically it's like, Alchemist can buy you an Ags. Essentially, yes, but like the Ags is consumed. And what does it do on Alchemist? But you can also have 7 slots with it too. So what does this do? Permanent grants all what? He doesn't have an Alchemist melts down Aghanim Scepter to create an allied hero. All Aghanims upgrades. So there's no Aghanims. Yeah, it's once he's gone. It's baked once it's gone into the hero. So that's pretty crazy. That is insane. He can buy Aghanims for somebody else essentially. Chilling Touch. Okay, Ancient Apparition. Chilling Touch buff can now be removed by clicking the buff icon above the health bar. Okay. I really like what they're doing right now, as they're doing stuff that wasn't in Warcraft 3. So let's try this now. Click to remove. Okay, click to remove. Why isn't that working?
Out of my way.
Let's just try blinking in there with AA. It may not let me do it because I'm not actually playing AA. Okay, so see, I clicked to remove it. That's pretty nice. That's definitely something that wasn't possible in Warcraft 3 engine, and they're doing now. I like that. X, Berserker's Call, cast point from point 3 to point 4. Counter Helix now triggers an attack slam rather than when they start. Okay, that's kind of nice. So, yeah, exactly. Affects Centaur War Hunters return and Timbersaul's reactive armor as well. That's really good. I'm glad they changed that because there were situations where, like, what you could do... There was actually a Fails of the Week clip of this.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Okay, so, like, let's say Centaur takes return. Now, before... Now, like, see, if I did this, I'd be already dead if I kept doing this right before on 6.83. If I did this, because what would happen is it starts when the attack actually starts, so it'd be like hit, 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 you're dead. But it doesn't actually proc until I actually hit him. See?
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, that's pretty nice. Culling Blade movement attack speed bonus reduced. Okay, so Axe got a moderate nerf, I think. I like that. Bane. Brain sap mana cost from that. Okay, so he's lost about 25 mana cost on Brain sap. That's kind of helps him out a little bit. He's still gonna have to go Soul Ring, but that definitely helps him. Units affected by Nightmare no longer provide vision. Now that's pretty cool. Nightmare In can now be used by Bane to end all other existing nightmares. Ah, okay, so it's like, if you end up screwing yourself over and accidentally getting one of your teammates nightmared, you can just press Nightmare End. Actually, here, I can just help you do it. I can just show it right now. And I can just go like, doop, and he's free. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I like that. That's a pretty neat little change. Let's see what's next. We got Batman. Flame break damage changed from an instant 75, 150, 225, 300 to 50 damage per second for 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. So essentially what that means is that Flame break's no longer a nuke. So what's going to happen is, say I do this, and now you can see him ticking with Flame break. It's only for 1 second at level 1, but if I level it up it goes for 4 seconds, so it's a lot different. Firefly damage has also been nerfed, so Batrider got another nerf. They just can't stop nerfing this hero. They can never nerf him enough. He's still going to get picked. I guarantee you he still gets picked. Beastmaster. Beastmaster base damage increased by 4. Wild Axe's cast point from 0.5 to 0.4. Call of the Wild Boar attack point. Ooh, that's pretty nice. So, it's still a moderate nerf to Beastmaster overall, but I think it's definitely something that should help him. The base damage is going to help too. Probably might make him viable in a mid position. Let's see what his base damage is at now. His base damage, let's see, at 66, level 1. That's pretty high. Like, just for comparison, look at that. Wow, that's pretty nice. Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker. Thirst bonuses scale from 100% to 25 HP is from 100 to 25% HP instead of 100 to 0%. Okay. So that means that basically your thirst will cap out at 25% HP instead of nothing, if that makes sense. Thirst vision threshold from 30% to 25%. So that means you gotta be lower health to actually be able to see them. Bounty Hunter. This is the one we've been wanting to see a buff to. Bounty Hunter intelligence growth increased, so he's gonna have less of a mana problem now. That's really nice. Shuriken toss damage increased too. 375 on level 4. That's pretty nice. So, what do you think about this? Does it still have the uneven leveling? 100, 200. Yeah, it goes up only 75 at level. Only goes at 75 to level 2. 75. Yeah, actually, it's gonna be the same scaling on all levels.
Your middle tower
It goes up 75 each level instead of just like being 100 from level 1 to 2, and then 150, and then 170, and then 175. So basically, that makes probably maxing Shuriken a little better now instead of having to like do a weird thing of like just get 2 and then leave it. Shuriken toss cast range reduced from 650 to 40, so it's because it's a higher nuke, it reduced the cast range of it. Shuriken mana cost is higher now. No, excuse me, higher on lower levels, so basically, you want to max Shuriken, even though it's only saving 5 mana, you probably want to max Shuriken now. It's overall, in general, more mana. Shuriken toss bounce range from 900 to 1200? 1200! Let's just show you how far that is.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, so let's move this over here and move this over here.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Dink! Dink! Look at that! Let's just see what happens if I do this.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Dink! Dink.
Your bottom tower
Dink.
has fallen.
Look at that.
Well, it's not
That's
all
insane.
bad news.
Yes, it is.
Track now shows how much gold the enemy is carrying in the debuff tooltip. Carrying 0 gold. Okay, that's cool.
Your top tower is under attack.
Nothing. Nothing. Okay, that's pretty neat. I like that. That's a pretty nice buff to Bounty Hunter. I like that, actually.
Tower is under attack.
Primal Split units no longer provide a bounty when killed. Okay, so that's a nice buff to Brewmaster. They just don't provide money.
Your top tower has fallen.
Bristlebro. Bristleback movement speed reduced, so you get a moderate nerf here. Viscous Nasal Goo armor reduction rescaled, so it's going to be higher armor reduction at 4. So it's still the same at level 1, so you pretty much can still leave a value point in this for the most part. Broodmo. Incapacitating Bite is no longer a UAM. This means a lot. This means you can buy Scotty, you can buy a conventional lifesteal that's not Vlad's, you can buy a Desolator, you can buy Mask of Madness, you can buy a shitload of things. Insatiable Hunger attack damage from 60, 80, 100 to 60, 90, 120. So it actually gives her more damage now with Insatiable Hunger. That's pretty cool. Centaur Roller Runner, we already talked about that one. Added Aghanim Scepter upgrade to Centaur. Stampede reduces all incoming damage by 70% and allows allies to run through obstructions, destroys trees. Oh, this is cool. Now, I kind of want to see this. Did I give him an Ags yet? Let's try that one out. Oops. Probably leveling the ultimate might help a little bit.
Fortified.
And there he goes. Look at that. Straight into the Roche Pit. Isn't that pretty cool? I like that. That's really cool. Chaos Knight. That's interesting. I expected more for this hero. Chaos Bolt, minimum damage from... Well, actually, this is pretty good. So, basically, you won't get screwed over by RNGs here on Chaos Knight. Chaos Bolt, minimum damage from 150, 75, 100 to 75, 100, 125, 150. This means that you basically are guaranteed to get decent damage out of your Chaos Bolt no matter what. Clinks. Skeleton Walk cooldown is scaled and actually goes to 17 seconds at level 4. That's a pretty moderate buff there. Death Pact cooldown from 45, 40, 35 is a lot. That's a lot lower too. I like that. Oh, 45. Same at level 1, but it goes down to 2 and 3. Clockwork. Rocket flare speed from 1500 to 1750. Let's try that one out. Am I out of slots now? Okay, I'm going to start a new game because I have too many people.
Good to see you weren't discouraged by your performance last time. I know I was. Today, we'll be playing all pick.
Alright, so let's just go ahead and pick Abaddon, whatever, who cares. Oh, don't spoil Techie's Eggs for me, I haven't read it yet. I have not gotten that far. I should have picked Clockwork, actually.
Prepare yourselves. We're
No?
nearly ready.
There we go. So basically you can tell it's a little faster for sure. It's a 1750 speed now. Alright. Crystal Maiden. Crystal Nova movement attack slow from minus 30 to minus 20, 30, 40, 50. Pretty good. Crystal Nova slow duration is 4.5 at all levels, so this means a value point in Crystal Nova is a little more viable for the slow at least. Frostbite cooldown reduced, also very good. Freezing Fuel duration, or cooldown, to 90 seconds all levels, also very good, because I think that Crystal Maiden's level 1 ultimate was always a little underperforming in my opinion. Darkseer, Ion Shell duration increased from 20 to 25, this makes offlane Darkseer a little better. Wall of Replica damage dealt by illusions from 70, 80, 90 to 60, 75, 90, so it got a nerf on 1 and 2, but it's basically better on level 16. And Wall of Replica duration to 45 seconds on all levels. Pretty good. I like that, actually. So I guess that's why they did that damage nerf. I can understand that. Wall of Replica mana cost also reduced. Yeah, because I think before that was a little underperforming for 200 mana at level 1. I'm glad they did that.
Death, 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 death.
Dazzle, Poison Touch, level 4 damage from 32 to 36, so it's moderate. Death Prophet. Exorcism Spirit count from 4:12:21 to 6:13:21. So this means that you'll have that's actually a buff for DP because you'll have more spirits on level 1 due to your passive witchcraft. That's going to be more spirits on it. Disruptor! Kinetic field duration from 2.53 to 2.6 3.2. Okay, so that's a buff. That's a pretty good buff to Disruptor. It's very moderate, but I think that those fractions of a second can really make a difference, especially for that ultimate. Dragon Knight, Breathe Fire now also reduces base damage. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Let's try that one out. No? There we go. So yeah, I'm missing 9 damage. That's a nice little buff. That'll make Dragon Knight mid come back into favor, I think. Corrosive breath damage is now lethal. Okay, so this means that on your level 1, on your poison dragon, this means that you could actually kill people now with the ticks from the dot, because it was like Orb of Venom before, where it was not lethal. Elder Dragon Form splash attack percentage radius from that to buffed up a little bit. That's also very nice buff for Dragon Knight. Ooh, Earth Spirit, one of my favorites. Earth Spirit, Boulder Smash damage from 125 to 50, 100, 150, 200. So he gets a little more out of it by maxing this. Geomagnetic Grip mana cost has also been nerfed. Actually, I think it's probably more of a nerf because that 125 at level 1 was pretty good. Geomagnetic Grip cost also boosted to 100. Geomagnetic Grip damage has been reduced a little bit at higher levels, so it may actually be more viable to max Boulder Smash now because you're getting the same damage out of it. You're getting the same damage out of it because he did do a little too much damage. Magnetize can now be dispelled, also pretty good. Fix Hex not interrupting Rolling Boulder if cast during the initial 0.6 seconds. Okay, so these are moderate nerfs to Earth Spirit. He's still being balanced for Captain's Mode, and he's not there yet. I think this patch might be the one though. I'd have to see how this plays out in an actual game, but I think this might be the one. This might be the one where they can at 6.85 they can say, okay, let's put him in Captain's Mode. Elder Titan, Echo Stomp channel time is lower. Echo Stomp cooldown's also lower. Pretty cool. Enchantress, untouchable, attack slow. Okay, that's a nice buff to Enchantress. Enchant can now be cast on controlled units to refresh the enchant duration. Wait, what? Enchant can now be cast... I don't understand. Let's try that. Let's try that real quick.
Yes.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just see what happens when this comes off cooldown, because I'm not completely sure I understand that. Oh, I see. To refresh the enchant duration. I get it now, actually. So, there we go. You see his timer's all the way back up. Impetus now pierces spell immunity. This is pretty nice, as Enchantress can be in like a more carrying position now against those BKBs. Enigma. Midnight Pulse cast point improved. I like this. Black Hole now is a constant 55, 110, 165 damage per second regardless of proximity to the center. Black Hole mana cost has also been reduced. So these are nice buffs to Enigma. I thought he was a great hero before, but he's gotten even better now. Gyrocopter! Rocket Barrage no longer has a cast point. Previously had 0.3. Call down missile 2 slow duration from 3 to 4. Pretty good. Huskar. Inner Vitality cast range increase from 550 to 800. This means you can use it on teammates more often instead of having to be so close to them. Inner Vitality cooldown has also been decreased. 10 seconds on level 4 is very nice. Invoker. Int gain 20.5 to 3.2. It's a very good int gain. I like that. Invoke no longer triggers cooldown if it only swaps the ability slot. So basically what this is, I'll show you this one. Okay, so So say I have like Sunstrike, I have like Sunstrike Deafening Blast right now. And right now we see invokes on cooldown. So let's say I want to invoke Deafening Blast again. Because I want my Deafening Blast on D instead of F for whatever reason. So basically it means I can do this. I can do it again with Sunstrike, and there we go. Invoke doesn't go on cooldown. Wait, what was that? Whoa, what was that? I'm not done reading on Invoker yet, I guess. Sunstrike cooldown from 30 to 25, so we're gonna see a lot more Sunstrike videos. Max level Deafening Blast, Quas, Wex, and Exort at all max level is now a non-targetable circular wave released in every direction around Invoker. So this is like what Dire Tired Roche used to do, basically. I like that. That's actually pretty neat. It basically gives you a nice little reward for reaching 25. Io, to relocate double click, now teleports a fountain. That's a small thing, but it's nice nonetheless. I like it. It's not like that big of a deal. It's not going to make or break that hero. Jakiro base strength growth increased from 24 to 25. Macopyre duration increased. Ooh. Macopyre area of effect increased. So let's see what that is. So that's a lot bigger, definitely. You can see that. And like, it's also a little wider too. And it lasts longer too. You can see it's still going. What else? Jug! This one's a pretty big one. I imagine this one's talked about. People wanted this one for a while. Blade Fury cooldown is increased on levels 1, 2, 3. Blade Fury now has the same spell immunity on cast spell behavior as other spell immunities. Previously, it also removed your positive buff, so that means that basically it's like more like BKB, where it's like, say you have DD rune or something, it won't purge that off of you. Healing Ward movement speed from 450 to 420, moderate nerf there. Omni Slash no longer mini stuns on cash. I like this because a lot of times I wish I could just TP away from Jug, and now you can. Using items abilities in Omni Slash no longer requires facing direction. Okay, I think that's just like a small change. I mean, that doesn't make like a lot of items more viable on him, but yeah, I definitely think it's a pretty good change. Coddle of the Light. Mana Leak cooldown has been reduced. Chakra Magic now adds a buff that reduces the cooldown of the next spell its target casts by 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. Buff lasts 12 seconds. That's pretty neat. So, like, for instance, let's say...
Bottom tower being attacked.
Got Chakra. I have Coddle, give me mana. 2, 1. So normally the spell on that... So it's reduced it by 1 second, see? Well, let's see. Hold on, I gotta do it again.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
So normally that Liquid Fire is a 4-second cooldown. And I do it now, 3-second cooldown. That's pretty neat. So I can see that being used interesting in early games a lot. So that'll make Coddle a lot better lane support, definitely. Scepter Illuminate heal percentage from 75% to 100%. That's pretty cool. Kunkka no longer turns to cast Torrent, so I can do shit like this now. So let's say for whatever reason I'm trying to juke here, and I'm like, we are electric, we are electric, and I don't have to turn around. See, I can just cast that behind me like that.
By your compass.
Torrent cooldown reduced from 12 to 10 seconds. X mark the spot, mana cost from 80 to 50. Oh, that's really nice buffs to Kunkka. Legion Commander. This is one that people wanted to see buffs to. Moment of Courage counterattack chance to 25% all levels. Pretty nice. That might make Jungle Legion come back. Moment of Courage lifesteal. Oh yeah, that might make her come back. 55% lifesteal level 1 Moment of Courage. I like that. Moment of Courage cooldown is also 0.9 at all levels. Also pretty cool. Added Aghanim Scepter upgrade. Duel lasts until either Legion Commander or her target dies. Ends if duelists are ever more than 2,000 range apart. So actually, if you're like say somebody got glimpsed away, then you could end the duel that way. But basically, now it makes you have to focus on killing Legion. So I think it's an interesting buff. I'm curious if she's still gonna be viable. I think she definitely has done jungle now with the new Moment of Courage changes. But we'll see what happens with that. Leshrac. Movement speed buff, Lightning Storm cast point reduced, Lightning Storm slow duration is up to 1 second on level 4. That's pretty good. It's a moderate buff to Leshrac. Ice armor cast range from 800 to 1000, Chain Frost projectile speed from 675 to 750. Okay, pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Feast is now considered normal bonus damage, can crit and cleave off of it. That's pretty cool. Open wounds lifesteal increase from 15, 20, 25, 30 to 50%. This might be the return of lifestealer here, boys. I think this might be the return of lifestealer. Oh, and by the way, see this? Oh, you guys can't see this, but there's a little scroll bar on the right here. I'm not even halfway done with that thing yet. I'm only like maybe a quarter of the way through this patch. So we got a long way to go. Alright, let's see. What do you want to see, Bounce? Keep in mind I have a minute behind here.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Anyway, added Aghanim's Scepter to Lifestealer grants a new skill, Assimilate. Assimilate allows Lifestealer to target an allied hero and swallow them, allowing them to hide in Lifesteal. What? So this is like reverse to get inside of them? What?
Oh dear, well that's one less middle tower for you.
There we go. Alright, so I like seeing these utility ags come out. So, eject. So basically he has Assimilate, where he swallows an allied hero. So what happens now? Any healing lifesteal received is shared with the assimilated hero. Assimilated hero can release itself at any time by clicking the buff icon to erupt outward and deal 300 damage to enemies in a 700 area of effect. If lifestealer dies or assimilates another hero, the currently assimilated hero will automatically exit, issuing any order with your hero a few seconds after being assimilated will take you out. So basically this means people can't troll you with this, but like... So, what if I do this though? What if I just pop into one of these guys? Oh shit, I fucking lost control of him. Well, that kinda sucks. Let me try this again.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump.
Okay, let's try this again. This time I can't click off of Lifestealer. Alright, Q? No, I can't do it? Okay. I can't do it. I can't do it because of, I'm not actually in control of Lifestealer. Issuing any order with your hero. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. But basically, I do have Invoker inside me, and I just got inside a Mud Golem, so I can go too deep. Yes, I can. I can just like have an entire train of people and go like woo woo. Yeah, it sounds kind of oddly sexual, but it works. So this may be the return of Lifestealer. Also, I love seeing the little Invoker orbs around him still. Lena, Aghanim's Scepter, Laguna Blade no longer increases cast range. I think this is a good thing. Lone Druid, true form no longer removed on death. That's pretty nice for Aegis, because what would happen with Lone Druid all the time with Aegis is where you'd Aegis, you would Aegis, and then the thing is you'd come back in your human form and you have to transform, and that always sucked. Battlecry armor increased, very nice. Battlecry damage also increased. Added Aghanim's Scepter, allows Spirit Bear to attack at any range from Lone Druid and prevents Spirit Bear from dying if Lone Druid dies. That's really fucking cool. I'm excited about this. So that would mean you can basically send the bear and really rat, be like Rat Supreme basically. That's really nice. I like that. Luna base armor increased by 1. Eclipse per unit cap increased from 4 to 5. Improved Aghanim's Scepter allows the Eclipse to be cast on an area of 2500 range. Grants obstructed vision of that area. Can also target any allied unit to center on Eclipse on their location even while moving, or can double click to target Luna. So this makes Luna actually better than just a damage buff. Okay, I like that. Medusa, split shot and mana shield are no longer removed on death, so this means you don't have to turn back on your split shot and mana shield whenever you die from Aegis usually. Meep meep. Geostrike damage increased, I like that. Divided We Stand no longer causes Meepo to respond 20% faster. Yeah, that was a little bit OP back in the day. Alright, Mirana. Starstorm's second hit range from 175 to 325. The second hit now strikes the unit closest to Mirana, so that makes this have a little more. That makes this be able to have a little more control over what that second star actually hits. I like that. Morphling. Adaptive Strike is now an 1150 speed projectile. Let's see what that looks like. There you go. See that? Added Aghanim Scepter, which grants a new ability, Hybrid. Allows Morphling to target an ally, turning himself into a hybrid illusion, removing the Morphling himself. This hybrid illusion can cast non-ultimate abilities and has your original attributes. Last 20 seconds. When the duration ends and the hybrid dies, your hero emerges. Cannot end prematurely. Holy crap! Oh my god. What the fuck? So basically, oh shit, I can't do it. But basically, I can cast all this kunk of shit here if I actually pick Morphling. That's really fucking cool. So you can cast all of his non-ultimate abilities. That's really neat. I can see some crazy ways of that being used. That is exciting. That is really exciting. You can't do it while you have a replicant living. That would be OP if you could. Naga Siren. Ensnare cooldown from 14 to 12. Ensnare is now dispellable. Can still be cast on spell and mutant units. Ensnare is no longer removed. The target becomes ethereal. Added Aghanim Scepter upgrade. Song of the Siren Scepter now regenerates you and all nearby allies by 6% of maximum HP per second for up to 7 seconds. So it's like, oh shit, our team needs heal. And there you go. You're healed. So support Naga might be a little better now. Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet. Sprout cast range increased from 600 to 625, 700. Okay, so we can cast it a lot further now. Sprout duration also increased 6 seconds on level 4 is pretty cool. Nature's Call base treant damage from 20 to 28, so this may be the return of ratting. Oh god, Morphag is a Terrorblade rubric, so you're scaring me. That's disgusting right there. Aghanim Scepter upgraded Wrath of Nature now spawns a Nature's Call treant wherever it kills a unit. Killing a hero will spawn a stronger treant, 3 times the damage and health of a normal one. So that's a cool little Ags upgrade for NP.
By hidden paths.
Alright, so,
I'd like not to lose my top tower as a thought you ever had. I suggest you get over there right away.
Alright, so let's just go ahead and do a few Holla Holla Get Dollars till Dragon Knight dies.
Your top tower is under attack.
And where's my tree?
Spirit.
Where's my tree? Dude, where's my tree? Where the fuck is my tree? Killing a hero will... There's my trees right there. Oh, these are the... No? I don't know. Where the hell is it? I don't know where my super tree is. Huh, okay. No, that must be a bug or something. 3 times damage and health, the normal one though is pretty good. Void attack speed slow increased from 35 to 50, now matches movement speed slow, cool. Using Spike Carapace no longer moves Vendetta. This is kind of cool, so if you ever run into those panics of, if you like let's say that you're in Vendetta and somebody catches you out and you go, oh shit, I can't hit Spike Carapace without breaking Vendetta, I just gotta run out of the sentry range. Well, now you can do that. Added Aghanim Scepter upgrade. Oh god, is this Urna Swarm coming back? Oh man. Neeks. That's not Nyx, that's Dragon Knight. Alright, so it adds Burrow. With a 1 second cast time while burrowed, Nyx Assassin is invisible and unavailable to move attack, but has a 40% damage resistance and regenerates 1.5% of his health and mana per second. Nyx Assassin's abilities also have improved properties while burrowed. Mana Burn and Impale have 50% increased cast range, Impale cooldown reduced from 13 to 9. Spike Carapace instantly stuns enemy units within 300 area of effect without requiring them to hurt him first, and causes when casting Vendetta causes Burrow to end. So let's try that.
Mid tower taking damage.
Where's my enemy at? There we go. That's pretty cool. And just like, surprise, motherfuckers! That's pretty neat. I like that. That's a really creative. Omni Knight. Purification cast point from 0.5 to 0.4. So that makes Purification a little better. Oracle. This is going to be nerfs. I bet you it's going to be nerfs all over the place. False Promise no longer makes the target invisible. False Promise now continually removes DUS and disables instead of only when first cast. Okay, so these are a lot of nerfs to Oracle. He's still not ready for Captain's Vote. I'm not surprised. OD. Aghanim Scepter Sanity's Eclipse upgrade now affects everyone in the area with Astral Imprisonment after it deals damage. Okay. So, like, let's say I do... oh, there we go. There we go. So, let's give this a try. Hey, where's your team? Oh, there they are. Aghanim Scepter Sanity's Eclipse upgrade no longer always triggers the mana and does not increase the damage multiplier by 1. Okay. I can get behind that. That's an interesting utility ag, though. I kind of like that. Phoenix. Fire Spirits now does an obstructed reveal of the area it hits for 1 second. Okay, so it's a little buff to Phoenix, actually. Puck. Waning Rift damage increased. Yeah, okay, so it's more viable, so they have a value point in Rift. I kind of like that now. Pudge, Rot, Move Slow increased. Also pretty cool. I can get behind that. Pagna! Decrepify enemy slow from 50% to 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, pretty cool. Decrepify an enemy magic damage amplification from 50 to 60. Ooh, that's nice. Decrepify damage duration to Decrepify duration from 3 to 3.5 on all levels. Decrepify cooldown is lower. It's higher on level 1 through 3, but lower on 4. Or should I say on 4? Excuse me. The cooldown just went up basically. Life drain damage and restore per second is also higher, so it's a nice buff to Pugna. Life drain cast range also increased on level 3, but it's lower on 1 and 2. Pugna Ag's upgraded life drain no longer increases cast range. So, okay, they took away something from his Aghanims, but his Aghanims was always pretty good. Ricky, Smoke Screen no longer slows attack speed. Smoke Green now reduces turn rate by 30%. I kind of like this. Support Ricky might still be a thing. Null Field now also affects creeps. Okay, pretty cool. That means it makes it harder to push against the Rubik because you're using magic to blow up the waves. Caustic Finale duration from 8 to 6. Caustic Finale now always triggers via unit death or when its duration expires. If triggered by timer expiration, it deals 30% of the damage. Okay, that's pretty neat. So basically, like, you can bop him with Caustic Finale, and even if you don't kill him, then you still get it. Caustic Finale no longer resets duration on a unit that already has the debuff. Okay. Caustic Finale now applies a 20% move slow when the damage triggers via unit death or when timer expires. Slow lasts for 33 seconds. Pretty cool. Shadow Demon. Shadow Poison mana cost from 50 to 40. Demonic Purge Aghanim Scepter upgrade now applies Break, disabling passives. That's pretty neat. Shadow Shaman. Base strength from 19 to 21. Strength gain increase from 1.6 to 1.8. Silencer base movement speed from 300 to 295. Last word initial cast allowance window from 5 to 4. Last word no longer disarms. Okay. Last word now applies a slow instead. Okay, so basically it's like you're not basically like there was always an urge to cast. If you couldn't cast anything, you were screwed. But now there's no disarm to worry about, so that's nice. But you do still get a slow from that. So basically, you're about the same amount of fucked whether you cast or not after last word. Slithering crush damage increased on Slardar. I like seeing a Slardar buff here. Oh, ho, 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 ha, ha, ho, ho, ha, ha. Sniper agility gain is down. Shrapnel recharge time to 55 seconds. Okay. Shrapnel delay increased from 0.8 to 1.4. Also fine. Shrapnel nuggets vision when the shrapnel lands rather than instantly. Also great. Headshot can now miss. Thank God. Assassinate damage has also been nerfed very slightly, but it's still something. So I think it's a pretty good nerf to Sniper. I think it's probably about what the hero needed. Reality no longer kills the target illusion, it swaps positions. So this means that, let's say that you see Spectre ult, I'll just go ahead and try it out. So let's say I do this, and I swap, and now there's an illusion that goes and chases that person that I just swapped in on. Spirit Breaker, empowering haste cooldown from 16 to 12. Storm Spirit, I figured this would get a nerf. They got a 5 movement speed reduction, and it's more like a slap on the wrist. Ball Lightning, flying vision from 1000 to 400. That's probably the biggest thing, really, but it's mainly because if he sees you during Ball Lightning, you're dead, so, you know, it's something he could be able to be like, swiggity swoogity, I'm coming to get that booty. So I think that's a fair nerf to Storm, but I think he's still going to be a decent hero. Sven. Warcry armor bonus increased. Okay, pretty cool. Techies. Now I heard something about a techies in the chat here. Landmine activation delay reduced to 0.5 seconds. Very good. Stasis trap activate 5. Detonation delay. Okay. Suicide Squad attack cooldown is also reduced. Minefield side cooldown is to 360 seconds. Minefield side requires techies to walk precisely to the targeted spot. Minefield side now has an area of effect targeting cursor. Minefield side now has a limited lifetime of 180 seconds. They really want to mess with the mind games, don't they? Techie's Aghanim Scepter upgrade now causes the minefield to make all landmine stasis traps and remote ones in the 125 area of effect immune to what? Oh god, what? Oh good god. So, oh my god! What the fuck? I like it, but what the fuck? Holy shit, that's crazy. Oh my god, that is good. Meld cooldown from 7 to 6 on Templar Assassin. Terrorblade reflection cast range increased. Reflection illusion. It's a pretty nice buff to Terrorblade. 100% on reflection illusion at level 4 is pretty good. Tidehunter Kraken Shell damage block increased. Also good. Buff to Tidehunter. Reactive armor now triggers in the attack slam rather than I already went over this with Centaur. Okay, pretty cool. Tinker, one of my favorites. Laser Hero Blind duration increased from 3 to 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, so that's really good. Rearm Manacot. Ooh, yes! The Age of Tinker is back, boys! Aghanim Scepter Laser no longer has additional cast range. Aghanim Scepter Laser now refracts to visible enemy heroes with a 550. What? Oh.
Your top tower is under attack.
So if I understand this right,
Positively.
Top tower under siege.
holy mother of God! Did you just see that?
Your top tower is under attack.
Did you just fucking see this shit? All of them have the debuff.
Was not a part of it.
Blood.
Holy mother of God, that's nuts.
Very
That, okay. Alright, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. I can get behind that buff. Toss, grab radius increase from 250 to 275. Toss now grabs the closest unit rather than a random unit. Pretty cool. Eyes in the forest area, reduce on treant. Alright, Troll. Here's a big one people want to talk about. Berserker's Rage no longer provides plus 15 damage. Okay. Range Whirling Axes no longer provides 800 vision. Melee Whirling Axes no longer provide 500 vision. Thank God, I was hoping they would remove both of these. This is one thing I wanted. Battle Trance duration reduced from 7 to 5 seconds, also good. Berserker's Rage is no longer removed on death. Okay, that's like the lone druid thing we were talking about earlier with the Aegis. So, yeah, good nerf to Troll here. I think this is going to make him a lot more manageable now. Ice Shard's mana costs reduced. Ice Shard's cooldown. Snowball speed is now constant 675. Okay, so it doesn't go faster now. Snowball no longer auto loads units at 100 range. Tusk can now add allies to Snowball while it's moving. That's pretty neat. Added Aghanim's Scepter, adds new ability called Walrus Kick. Kicks the target back 900 units. This kick slows by 40 for 4 seconds, 12-second cooldown.
Mid-tower taking damage.
I am out of slots, aren't I? Whatever.
Your middle tower is under attack.
So, Walrus Kick. Penguin Punch. Wait, what?
Your middle tower is under attack.
So that kicks him pretty far. I can imagine people cliffing people this way. Undying. Soul Rip is now considered 1 damage instance on the enemy. Remove Tombstone Zombie targeting from Soul Rip. Tombstone Zombies now require 1 attack to kill rather than having 30 health. Okay, I can deal with that. They require 2 hits from creeps. Ursa, reworked in Rage. In Rage, Ursa goes into a frenzy, causing him to take 80% less damage from any source from attacks to deal. For his attacks to deal 2.5, 3 times the Fury Swipes damage, removing any existing debuffs upon cast. So basically, if I understand this correctly, Ursa is no longer about building more strength and converting HP to damage. It's actually a completely different ability now.
Inevitable death.
So that's pretty neat. That's a pretty neat little buff.
Being attacked.
Veno Cancer. Venomous Gale tick damage from... Okay, so now it actually does damage level 1. That's pretty nice.
Tower is under attack.
Viper Strike cooldown reduced. Okay, so Viper got buffed a little bit. I was only level 1 though. Gravekeeper's Cloak recharge time from 6 to 4. Familiars no longer have... no longer have this many health. Now require 4 hero attacks, so this is going to bring back Visage. Okay, I like that. Fatal Bond's cast range increased. Fatal Bond's cast time is decreased. Chaotic Offering Golem's health regeneration is a lot better now. That's really cool. So that might make Warlock a little more relevant. Weaver. I did hear something about Weaver in there. Weaver! The Swarm duration rescaled to 16. Swarm damage to 20. Swarm attack rate from an attack every 1.35 to 0.95 on level 4. That's pretty nice. Geminate now launches the second projectile 0.25 seconds after the initial one fires instead of after impacting the target. Also pretty cool. Geminate no longer has a range limit. Okay. Added Aghanim's Scepter to Weaver. Reduces cooldown time of time-lapse to 20 seconds and allows time-lapse to target allied heroes. So it's an allied glimpse, if you want to think about it that way. Let's go whoosh. Oh, wow, that's pretty... Weaver might be in some different roles now, I think. He could possibly be a support with this, but I don't know. This is like a really interesting utility eggs. It's very situational, but I think it's very much a utility eggs kind of thing. Windranner. Shackle Shot cast point is decreased. Very nice. Winter Wyvern in Captain's mode! She's gonna be there in TI5! Some breathe fire, I breathe ice. Reworked Winter's Curse. Those cursed to attack their ally now take 70% less damage from all sources. The area of effect increased from 325 to 400. Okay, so basically what this means is they want you to focus on attacking the one you're actually cursing. Arctic Burn is now dispellable. Arctic Burn damage is 6% health instead of 8%. Splinter Blast speed increased. Okay, pretty cool. Cold Embrace now behaves as normal regeneration instead of 0.1 interval heals. Boner King! Added Aghanim's Scepter upgrade to Wraith King. Allies who are near Wraith King within 1200 AoE will become slain When slain, become wraiths for 5 seconds, delaying their death. They can continue attacking, casting. When the duration ends and the hero dies, credit for the kill goes to whoever landed the killing blow. What? Okay, hold on. Okay. So let's say that for whatever reason, Nick somehow manages. Oh wow! So basically, you can cast after he died. That's pretty awesome. If like you know teammates are gonna die, you can do that shit. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Taking damage.
Zeus. Thunder God's Wrath area vision reduced from 100 to 500. Fixed Thunder God's Wrath on his hitting depending on order of player slots. I don't really know what that is. New items. Enchanted Mango. A new consumable. I saw this on there. Costs 150 gold. Provides plus 1 HP regeneration. Consume the mango to instantly restore 150 mana. Can be fed to an ally. So this is like a clarity, pretty much, almost. Multiple mangoes do not stack in one slot. So I guess you can't say mangoes, please. Costs 150 gold. Provides 1 HP regeneration. So it's a passive thing too. Lotus Orb, new item, form from Perseverance, Plate Mail, and a recipe. What does this do? So, see, 5 HP regen, blah blah blah. Activate Echo Shell. Targets an allied unit, dispelling negative buffs, normal dispel, not stuns. Add applying Echo Shell buff for 6 seconds. If the Echo Shell buff is active, it recasts all targeted spells back at its caster. What? 17 cooldown, 100 mana cost, 900 cast range. Does not block spell, it mirrors it back. Same targeting rules as Lincoln Sphere. That's insane! Holy shit! So, I just want to try this one out, actually. Who's a hero that's got Blink here?
Under siege.
Oh, there's a lot of new shit here I don't know. Lotus Orb.
Is under attack.
Let's drop these eggs. I don't need all of them. What the fuck? Why are there so many eggs in my pocket? There we go.
Top tower under siege.
Oh, I can't buy it. I have to buy it with Abaddon.
Your top tower is under attack.
Alright, let me go blink on over to the secret shop and buy the plate mail, because now that's at the secret shop.
Your top tower is
So, Echo Shell. So, let's say... Wait, what? No, don't follow me. Oh my god, I mana burned myself this way. Holy crap. Holy mother of God. That's insane. What else we got here? Glimmer Cape. New item form from Cloak and Shadow Amulet. Can be disassembled. Activate Glimmer. Targets an allied unit, makes invisible to a 4.4 second fade time. While invisible, gains 60% magic resistance lasts 5 seconds. The invisible unit is allowed to move during the 5 seconds, but attacking or casting a spell will cause the 4 second fade time to trigger again. 16 cooldown, 900 cast range, can be cast while channeling.
top tower under
So this costs a total of 1950. I think it's like a poor man's Shadow Blade if you think about it. 2800 for Shadow Blade, yeah, it's like a poor man's Shadow Blade actually. So like, Witch Doctor could use this. You could do this with Sand King. It's kind of cool.
Well, my goodness, your top tower is being attacked.
A new kind of boots, huh? Guardian Greaves. New item form from Arcane Boots, Mechanism, and Recipe. So it makes mech a lot. So actually, it's like a straight up support item. Passive, Guardian Aura, provides 2 armor and 4 health to regeneration aura when target's health is lower than 20%. Instead, it provides 15 armor and 15 health regen. Active, Min, restores 250 health and 160 mana to all nearby allies, removes negative debuffs from the caster upon cast, 45-second cooldown. That's pretty neat. So basically, this is like a support survivability item, but it's like so like that way, if you don't end up saying, oh hey, I've got this mech and I got these arcane boots, but I know I'm running out of slots. Now you can be like, oh, we're getting a late game, now I can buy something else, because you basically combine those into a new slot. That's pretty neat. I should show what the active for Glimmer Cape looks like. I'm curious about that one. Glimmer Cape, what the fuck? Oh, they don't have a real picture yet? Okay, where's Glimmer Cape? There it is. There we go, Glimmer Cape. Oh, that's pretty cool looking.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Neat. And let's get the Guardian Greaves.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, let's go ahead. I got the mana boots. I gotta get the mana boots.
Has been destroyed.
See what that one looks like. Whoa, that's pretty cool looking. Alright, that's Guardian Greaves. And Moonshard, new item can perform 2 Hyperstones and a recipe. 4300. Passive Shade Sight, so it gives you 120 attack speed. Passive Shade Sight. Moonshard grants 250 bonus night vision when in inventory only. Works against Night Stalker's darkness. Can be consumed to gain a permanent 60 attack speed buff. Does not stack. Requires double click to consume. Note the attack speed buff does not work on illusions, so this is kind of weird. Let's go ahead and buy that one. What does that one look like? Fuck up. Oh my god, there's so many. Oh, whoa, there's so many new items. Holy crap. Where is this thing? Moonshard. 2 Hyperstones. What is it? Where's the picture for it? What is it under? Oh, is this it? That's it. Yeah. So basically I can see more at nighttime now, and then I can be consumed to gain a permanent 60 attack buff. Requires a double click to consume. So basically this is another thing that I can like get sacrifice later to free up an item slot. That's kind of cool. Silver Edge, new item formed from Shadow Blade and Sanj in a recipe. 32 damage, 30 attack speed, 16 strength, Shadow Walk. Invis attack now deals 225 damage, also applies break to disable passives. Reduces target damage output, all damage types by 40% by 5 seconds, 24-second cooldown. Attacking to end invisibility, cannot miss. Debuff does not pierce spell immunity. That's really interesting. Okay, so Silver Edge, I think that is... where is that? I'm gonna guess it's near Shadow Blade somewhere. Oh wait, okay, I guess this is like a work in progress picture. They don't have the full one yet. So let's try that out. So that's cool, it applies the break. There it is. And new item, Solar Crest. A new item formed by Medallion of Courage and Talisman of Evasion. And loses the Solar Crest and armor and evasion. While targeting an ally, grants them 10 armor and 30% evasion. While targeting an enemy, reduces 10 armor. Wow. So that's basically a super medallion, if I understand that correctly. Let's try that one out. What was it called? Solar Crest? There it is. Work in progress picture there. Oh, Talisman of Evasion is now at the secret shop.
Your middle tower is under attack.
That's pretty neat. So it's like a super medallion, basically.
Your middle tower is
pretty cool. I like that. Octarine Core, new item formed from Mystic Staff and Soul Booster. Also another use for Soul Booster. That's pretty cool. Passive cooldown. What? Cooldown reduction? Oh god. Oh man, this is exciting. Cooldown reduction reduces all cooldowns by 25%. It's passive spell lifesteal. Restores health for a percentage of any damage dealt from spells. 25% damage from heroes. 5% from creeps. So I could see like Zeus and Storm Spirit buying this. particularly. Actually, not even Storm Spear necessarily. Definitely, like, it's more of a Zeus item for sure.
I travel with the mist.
So let's go ahead and try that one out. Where is it? Soul Octarine Core. Oh, are you serious? Make me drop everything. There we go.
I see the way.
So it's basically a passive, reduces my spells. Oh. And that should be a 4.5 second cooldown. This is reduces by 25%. Passive cooldown reduction reduces all cooldowns by 25%. Why is that not working? Am I dumb here? Octarine Core. That is Octarine Core. Really? I don't think it actually does it. It must be bugged. Okay, pretty cool. Item additions. Observer and Sentry Wards. Observer and Sentry Wards now stack into one's inventory slot. Double-clicking toggles which ward type is currently active. Okay, so that's a nice change for supports. Frees up slots. Nope. So let's try that out. Let's buy some eyeball sticks. So now I can stack them up. I can double-click them. One thing I don't like about this though is that, like, if I'm moving and I double tap, it stops me. Kind of annoying, but I can see like what I have more of. I really like these like Dota 2 things are being implemented like this. I can place one there, place an observer there.
As counseled.
Upgraded Boots of Travel. Boots of Travel can now be upgraded by purchasing a recipe again, allowing you to target and teleport to allied heroes. Oh god, like, Tinker intensifies. Holy shit, this is awesome. I love this. This is really fucking cool. Item changes. Skull Basher. Strength increase. So Basher got a buff. A little bit over from the Bash cooldown, though. Abyssal Blade, damage reduced from 100 to 85. Bash now deals 60 bonus damage. Energy boosters 900, so that makes mana boots cheaper. Replenish radius to 900. Replenish no longer costs 35 mana to activate. I always wondered why replenish cost mana at all. Bloodstone recipe increase from 800 to 900. Okay. Armlet, attack speed to 25. Unholy Strength no longer grants attack speed. Okay, I see what you're saying. Have a Bane cast Nightmare while they're dueling. Okay, okay. So I have a request here to try something out specific. Excuse me. Okay, so let's have her. Oh. Alright. There you go. Doc Bond, I hope you're happy now. And meanwhile, Bane's here like, you can stop this at any time, you know. I'm just gonna leave that going forever. Although I guess they eventually will die because of the tick damage from... Oh, no, they won't. I think they're going to outregen that. Anyway. Quelling Blade. Changed from full damage bonus to base damage bonus. Interesting. Quell damage bonus has been, let's see, 32-12 to 40-15, so that makes the Quelling Blade a little better. Quelling Blade no longer deals bonus damage to Roshan. I didn't know that it did. Chop active ability now kills wards rather than dealing 100 damage. That's really good. I like that because that makes it easier for supports to de-ward. Chop active ability range increased from 350 to 450 when target wards. Okay, also cool. Battle Fury. Battle Fury now requires and provides the bonuses of Quelling Blade. So basically, Battle Fury recipe now includes a Quelling Blade. Battle Fury. That it is. Am I on the right thing? No. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, so it concludes Quelling Blade now. So this is like a natural anti-mage build progression, basically. Quell bonus is now 60% for melee heroes, 29% for range heroes. Attack. Why would you buy Battle Fury and range? Oh, whatever. I don't question these things anymore. Attack damage reduced from 65 to 55. Cleave radius from 250 to 280. That's pretty cool. BKB can now be sold. Repurchasing it does not reset the cooldown, but for some reason you wanted to sell your BKB, you can. Blade Mail. Damage return cooldown reduced from 17 to 15. Okay. Blades of Attack. Cost reduced to 420, so that makes phase boots cheaper, and phase boots duration from 4 to 3, 3.6. So it nerfs phase boots a little bit. Boots of Travel, TP to 45 seconds now, pretty cool. Buckler, armor bonus radius increased from 750 to 900. Butterfly, Flutter duration from 8 to 6, and bonus movement speed from 20 to 25. Clarity, duration from 40 to 45, total mana restore from 150 to 170, ally cast range. Okay, it's pretty neat. Cloak is 20% magic resistance, so casual cloak a lot better now. Vanguard damage block chance is 75% damage block, pretty cool. Crimson Guard, ooh, that's pretty nice. Guard active area effect to 900 now. Ooh. Desolator, hello, Desolator. Damage decrease from 60 to 50. Recipe cost decrease from 900 to 300. That's pretty neat. Diffusal Blade now works on ranged illusions for half the value. Okay, I can deal with that. Divine Rapier to 330 damage. That's a random change. Dust movement speed slow from 15 to 20. Okay, so Dust is even better at slowing now. Sorry, I just sneezed. Drum of Endurance attack speed bonus increased from 10 to 20. Eagle Song cost reduced from 300 to 3200. Okay, so that puts it more in line with like Reaver. Yule's Scepter of Divinity, Cyclone mana cost increased from 75 to 175. Okay, that's a fair null. Oh shit. I spawned too many creeps and shit and won the game. Whoops. I'll have to try to do one. Just if I want to show anything else off here. Eye of Scotty. Cold attack slow duration for ranged heroes from 3 to 2.5 seconds. Remains 5 seconds for melee. So that's going to nerf Scotty a little bit. Flying Courier Vision from 400 to 300. Speed Burst from 650 to 800 speed. Actually, I do want to try that one out. I just want to see like what the difference is. Force Staff. Health regeneration increased from 3 to 4 health per second. Ghost Scepter. Cost reduced to 1500, making this more viable in supports. All attribute bonus increased from 7 to 5. Headdress. Regeneration Aura increased from 750 to 900. Healing Salve, healing duration from 10 to 8 seconds, still provides same total heal. Ally cast range of 250. Reaver isn't cost of 3000 now. Okay, so that makes the Eagle Song the most expensive of those big stat items. Heart recipe can cost increase, health regeneration to 3.25% of total health. Regeneration disable time increased from 4 melee to 6 range to 5 melee to 7 ranged. Okay. Okay, I like that actually. Yeah, okay, so that's going to nerf Heart a little bit, but it's going to buff it at the same time because the regeneration just got a lot better. Lincoln Sphere spellblock cooldown reduced from 17 to 16. Okay. To answer your question...
30 seconds to battle.
Magic Wand. Requirements from Magic Stick plus 3 branches plus recipe to Magic Stick plus 2 branches plus Circlet. Okay. So Magic Wand recipe changed? Okay, so basically... Does this mean you can't disassemble Null Talisman though? Interesting. Mask of Madness, Berserk movement speed bonus reduced from 30% to 17%. I figured there was going to be some kind of movement speed bonus reduction to Mask of Madness. Mech, increase in 900 range, nice. Mjolnir static charge no longer jumps to units that are visible in Fog of War. Same behavior as Chaining Lightning. Yep, Bounty, you were right about this. Static charge, cast range increase from 600 to 800. Necronomicon. So Necro got a buff at earlier levels, so Necro 1's a little bit better now. You still want to go for the 3 though. Wards and now come in so wait, wards come in packs of 1 now. So I have to buy 2 to buy the ward. So that's pretty cool, because that was annoying when it was like, oh, somebody forgot to give you the ward. So as the cost is, it has a 75 per ward. Cost and restock time reduced by half and stock doubled. Observer wards now provide 50 XP when destroyed. Okay. Attacking a ward can no longer miss. Thank God! There's not the whole miss, miss, miss. Orb of Venom, poison attack damage over time can now be lethal. Okay, interesting. So that's going to be a buff to Lone Druid, kind of. It's like Slark and some other heroes that use it often. Pipe of Insight. Insight Aura now provides 10% magic resistance aura to nearby allies. Does not affect the equipped hero. Okay, interesting. Insight Aura reduced to 900. Power Treads. Attribute bonus increased from 8 to 9. Okay. Quarterstaff. Cost reduced from 900 to 50 gold cheaper. Radiance Recipe is more expensive. Radiance Burn now causes affected enemies to have 17% miss rate. Now that's pretty neat. I can see this being nice on Spectre, potentially. Refresher Orb, rework components and bonuses. So it's 2 Perseverance Recipe, and it's 5,300. So it's 75 more gold, but the build-up is different. I kind of like that, actually. And it's 250% mana regen, plus 10 HP regen, but it doesn't give you the stats, plus 20 damage. Okay. That's different, but I like that. I think that's definitely a different, interesting recipe, though, but you can buy this all in the base, though. Rod of Atos. Intelligence from 25 to 30, pretty good. Satanic, Unholy Rage to 4 seconds. Sentry Ward, attacking ward can no longer miss, we already covered that. Shiva's Guard, freezing aura enemy attack speed reduction improved from 40 to 95. I don't know why my stream chokes on your end. That's really weird. Barioth? I don't know. Stout Shield, cost reduced to 200 gold, that's pretty nice. Damage block chance reduced from 53 to 50. Damage block damage reduced from 20 to 16. Okay. So the cost reduction a little bit, but you also don't get as much out of it as you used to. Tango can now be used to eat what? Tango can now be used to eat wards. Eating a ward heals for double the amount. So if you see a ward, you want to eat that ward with your Tango. Because wards taste better. That's right, Froggy. Has a 450 cast range when targeting wards. Town Portal Scroll. Teleport cooldown increases 70-second cooldown. Teleport no longer removes the ethereal state when it's cast. So this means you can like Ghost Scepter TP basically is what this means. You couldn't do that before. Urn of Shadows, casting Soul Release on an enemy already under the effects of Soul Release, now refreshes the existing debuff rather than applying a separate instance. Same as how the heal works. Okay, pretty cool. Veil of Discord. Recipe to 1100, it means it's cheaper now by 150. Cooldown reduced, duration reduced, mana cost reduced. And the last thing, Vlad's. Lifesteal decreased from 16 to 15, now grants 10% lifesteal to ranged heroes, now requires headdress. Whoa, Vlad's recipe is entirely changed. Okay. Headdress, Ring of Regen. Oh wait, 10% lifesteal to ranged heroes? What the fuck? Holy shit! That's pretty big. So this makes this like a more supporty item now, because like it was initially made as a support item, but you didn't see people buying it that way very often. But now I think that's definitely viable to do. And that is going to be the end of the patch. Let me see if there was anything said in the blog post. I didn't really check that. Head over to the update page and learn about the various adjustments made to gameplay, the new Aghanim Scepter upgrades, new items and more. They changed the live in the Dota 2 client now. We're going to main client later this week. International's approaching, means Compendium's on its way. This year's Compendium will also be available later this week. It'll be packed with items, other rewards you won't be able to find anywhere else. If you're eager to know who you can cheer for at the International, keep an eye on this space. Play International teams will be invited very soon. So that is the patch, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. I like this patch so far. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Hope to see you guys playing later this week. Thanks for watching.